Alright, this is our review of the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 1. So we're doing 3 reviews in one. And Mark here is going to start us off.
My favorite PlayStation 1 game is actually Final Fantasy 7, but Metal Gear Solid's a good one too. Metal Gear Solid's up there on one of the classics. It's a really good game. You know, PlayStation has always made it through with Metal Gear Solid. They've always had an outstanding, flawless series. The stories are really good, so I definitely play all of them, whichever ones you can. Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. The PSP ones are good too. They kind of have like a little bit of background like in between. So, you know, if you want to play those, I'd rather play those like after I play the main ones, since those came out first and you probably get the story after a while. But this one's kind of like a stealth action game. It's really good. It's got a few boss fights. It's got a long story. You know, it's really realistic. You know, enemies react to sight and sound. It's got a really good gripping story. Fun game. You know, the camera sees you, the alarm will go off, and enemies will come after you. You know, it's a really good game. It's a classic, so you can't really go wrong with it. And PS2, I never really had a favorite PS2 game. I mean, there are a lot of good games out there for PS2. I never really had to pick one. Resident Evil 4 was really good on PS2. I played it on GameCube at first, but PS2 is really good for GameCube.
It has some PS2 exclusives on there.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 is really good for PS2. It's got extra chapters, guns, unlockable costumes and whatnot. And it's a really good game. It's a really good design. The graphics are good. The gameplay was amazing. You know, it's a really good game. It's not like the other ones. It's a big advancement. Third-person shoulder, third-person view camera, different controls, different story, different enemies, just a bunch of new things. I mean, you'll like it if you haven't played the old ones. I mean,
yeah.
Even if you have, you'll still like it.
If you want to check out our endurance round on Resident Evil 4 too, if you want to see some more information on that too.
Yeah, we're making a walkthrough right now, so check it out. In PS3, didn't really have much of a favorite one either, but Killzone's got to be one of my favorite games on there. You know, on the PS3, it's a really good exclusive. I'm not gonna lie about that. Very good graphics. I was very surprised with the game when I first played it, because the graphics are exactly like the show on CGI cutscenes. They never change. They show them like they did at E3. They showed them like they did on the trailers. Everything was good about it. So I'm not gonna lie, this game is very good. The graphics are good. The gameplay is good. The story is good. Everything about it is good, and it's a must-have if you own a PS3. It's got good online. You know, a lot of fun, good story. The best thing about it that I like about PlayStation 3 and the games with some games is that you can actually put your own custom soundtrack. So if you have your own music on the PS3, you can play it while you're playing the game. Kind of like Xbox, except this is only for certain games that are on the PS3. Which is understandable because you don't want to be playing Call of Duty and have your music blasting and then, oh, you got knifed from a guy and you didn't even know he was coming behind you because of your music. I mean, it's understandable, but I'd still rather play music with every game that I have, no matter what. But yeah, Killzone 2, great game. I mean, you know, it's got Editor's Choice Awards. You can have up to like 32 people online. Great graphics. Doesn't take up that much megabytes of memory. And yeah, it's a really good game overall. And that's my review on the PlayStation.
The PS1 came out at the same time as N64, and those two were battling for a really long time. And they did pretty well with Sony being like one of the first like disc-based games besides the Sega CD. And I have a few favorite games, and my favorite PS1 game was Silent Hill, just because it was like Resident Evil's like big brother. It was a really scary game, and it still is up to this point. And you can check out our endurance run of that online. And PS2, when that first came out, we got it for Christmas, and my brother let me play it, and Man, it was really good. It came out with so many games, and it's even still making games. It outlived Xbox and GameCube, and it's still making PS2 games even to this day. And my favorite PS2 game is Silent Hill 3, and it's one of the best in the series. And what's cool about it is it even comes with the soundtrack of the game by Akira Yokomoto, and it was. And it's such a great system, and you can play movies too, and you can listen to your music on it too. And PS3 is really good just because it has custom soundtracks on there, and you can have videos and pictures, and you can have Netflix. I don't know if 360 had Netflix, but you know, we got that soon. And PS3 controller. It looks like this, and it's like I like the PlayStation series just because they never changed the controller. They've always kept it the same, and the only exception is they got rid of the wire, which is good. You know, you can play it wirelessly, and it goes pretty far too. And this is like the home button, like the 360 has. And as you can see, like on TV, we have like music playing, or you can navigate through the menu
with your music playing at the same time.
Yeah. You can check out your pictures, and you can download videos, and demos are free and stuff. So it's got some really cool stuff from there. And you can download different themes on the background and stuff. You don't have an avatar like you do on 360. You don't have a Wii like you do on Wii. You just have like different backgrounds you can buy or download or something. And one of the first PlayStation models plays PS2 games, but it kind of reboots too. But
And PlayStation.
yeah, and it plays PS1 games too. And it does a pretty good job. And it has like a little graphics smoothing section where it just makes the games look a little bit nicer. And my favorite PS3 game, it has to be The Darkness. I'd really recommend that if you got a PS3 or 360. It's not PS3 exclusive, but it's my favorite PS3 game. And it has like one of the best stories I've played in a while. And it is pretty violent, so you know, if you're not 17, make sure you check your parents. And that is about it, and thanks for watching.